Welcome to Open Grave News, brought to you by the Horror Spot Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Open Graves News Podcast, brought to you by the Horror Spot Podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Blake.
And I am Nick, and if you haven't checked out our last episode on Friday the 13th, it should be up. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check that out. And who do I got in front of me here?
Yeah, it's Dan. I'm sorry I missed the last Open Graves podcast, but I had shit to do, so.
Yeah, it wasn't. Whatever. We
Yeah.
didn't. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, we did just fine without you. Just fine without you. All right.
It's almost as if, like, we didn't need you.
Ooh!
Oh!
You need some cream for that burn, loser?
All right. Well, we've got a few things to go over this week, but before we get into it, what's up, guys?
Just waiting for Halloween, really. That's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
Just waiting. Counting the days. 19 days today. Just counting. Or on the day of this recording.
Yeah, I'm totally waiting, anticipating Halloween too, man. October 19th. Can't wait.
I need it.
Yeah.
You know what?
right?
Actually, they should have just called it Halloween too. Really, how many Halloweens do we need?
Well, I think if they called it Halloween 2, it probably would have been a little confusing, you know?
You mean as confusing as 1978's Halloween and 2007's Halloween and now 2018's Halloween?
Maybe.
Would this be the 11th Halloween movie?
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. So they need 11 of them.
If you count the Rob Zombie movies
Yeah, if
as
you count
canon,
those,
then yeah, this
Well,
will be
of course
the
they're not
11th
canon. No.
I
Yeah.
don't-
I wouldn't.
think they're canon.
No, they're not
but-
canon at all. It's a totally different
Yeah.
universe. It's different.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a fever dream of Rob Zombie.
You're a fever dream of Rob Zombies.
No, if he was
I
a fever.
fucking hope not.
Yeah, I know, right? If he was a fever dream of Rob Zombies, I wouldn't be his friend. That's for fucking sure.
Oh, did you check out that Entertainment Weekly photo shoot with Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's pretty
some
cool,
of
huh?
them are pretty fucking funny, but there's some I could do without.
Yeah,
That
they,
one where he's holding the yarn while she knits is pretty good.
Yeah, I like that one a lot too.
The way he's
Uh.
sitting in the lower seat makes him look like a child.
Yeah, that's what's great about it. It's funny.
You should be stabbing him in the neck.
Oh, that's the joke. I just got it.
Ha ha.
I just now got that.
Oh, with the knitting needles?
Yeah, with the knitting needles. I just now got it.
Eh,
All right.
Yep.
What am I missing?
He in Halloween 1, she stabbed him in the neck with a knitting needle and went upstairs.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
So now you just got it. We're both dumb.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the news here. What do we got?
Welcome to the party, everybody.
Yeah.
All right. So first up, got a couple Friday the 13th related things. So on September 28th, it was announced that Victor Miller won the lawsuit over the rights to the Friday the 13th franchise. It's unknown whether or not Sean Cunningham and Horror Inc. are going to appeal or settle.
I hope not.
this.
I hope not.
I
It needs
hope
to be
he
in somebody
just
else's
settles.
hands. It just.
Well, yeah. I hope he just settles, right? And
Yeah,
just
yeah,
get
yeah.
it over with.
I mean, as far as the game goes, I really, really, really don't see it coming off of this standstill for a long time.
Well, see, that was the other point of news that I wanted to talk about too. On the 25th, so 3 days before this was announced, Gun Media announced that Black Tower Studios was going to take over lead development of the Friday the 13th game. Now, with the lawsuit going on, technically they can't add any new content, so
Mhm.
Black Tower was just going to take over like bug fixes
Yeah,
and stuff like that. But now with the lawsuit seeming like it's going to be over here shortly, who knows if any new content is going to be added. So we might actually get Uber Jason and the Grendel map for the game. But if we do, it'll be Black Tower who does that. Now it's worth noting that Black Tower helped out Gun on like the Higgins Haven, or not Higgins Haven, but the Pinehurst map and the Jarvis House map. So they have some history on working on this game. So they're not completely coming into this, blindfolded. So they know the game, they know what it's all about. But, just because Victor won the suit, it's still up in the air what's going to happen. So, but I mean, like you said, I hope that Sean Cunningham will just settle it and not go for an appeal.
Yeah. If I don't know if I'm wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure. What was it? Dark Tower.
Black Tower
Black Tower. I'm
Studios.
pretty sure they were helping out with the glitches and patch updates and stuff like that. Anyway, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. Who are they replacing? something soft?
No, they're taking over lead development from Gunn.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
it was that big.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, dude, Gunn is moving on to bigger and better things.
I mean,
they've
that's
wanted
debatable.
to for a while. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have a lot of fans after this.
No, this is a big mistake. This is like the whole Bungie just throwing away Halo thing. I don't think people are gonna follow him.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think Gunn really shot themselves in the foot. I mean, by law they couldn't do anything, right? But still, I mean, just to say that hey, there's not going to be any new content now or ever, I think was a big mistake on their part.
Yeah, it's I mean, what's the plan here? Are they just gonna build up DLC and then once this lawsuit thing settles or whatever, they're just gonna release it afterwards, or?
No idea.
Well,
So
I mean,
not
hopefully that's
yeah.
the case.
Right, I hope so too, because I really enjoy the Friday the 13th game.
Yeah, I mean, I
played it.
play it every day, just about every day for a little bit. So,
Yeah.
Hopefully something comes out of this that'll benefit us, not just Victor Miller.
For sure. And yeah, hopefully something that will benefit those of us, myself included, that are already level 150, who literally have
Yeah.
nothing to do, as far as advancement in the game. Which, I mean, if you've done everything in the game, unlocked every achievement, whatever, good for you. I myself still need to find a bunch of Tommy tapes and do like the single player challenges.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, other than that, dude, like, I'm just hanging on to like freaking CP like a madman, because what else am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if anybody knows, but Friday the 13th is going to be the one of the free games for PlayStation Plus.
Oh yeah, that's
Yep.
another thing. Yep, for the entire
Yep.
month of October.
I saw that.
So, if any of you folks out there want to play the game for free for a while, then
No, it's as good as forever.
no, it's just the month of October.
No, it's not.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, it's the free game for the month of October
It's
with
like Games with
PlayStation
Gold.
Plus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Mhm.
So get that. Play that game.
Despite what you've heard,
Don't play
it's
it
a
alone.
fucking great game.
It's so
yeah,
boring.
Don't play it alone.
So boring.
But yeah. Despite what you hear, game's dead, blah blah blah. It's not dead.
No,
Okay,
there's a
people
huge. I mean, I don't know about on console really, but there's tons, thousands and thousands of players on PC whenever I play it. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's super fun or super easy to find a lobby whenever I play on PC.
plus they
So,
just added in the dedicated servers too, so it all runs
Yep.
better.
Exactly. So, game definitely not dead. Not getting any new content for the foreseeable future, but
Yeah.
not dead.
Which is obviously unfortunate. How did that whole thing come about? It was what I remember reading Larry Zerner talking about it, and he said something about original creators can't claim their creation until 35 or 45 years or something.
Yeah, so there is like a copyright act where basically you can terminate your original agreement after 35 years. So like basically what it boils down to is that Victor Miller sold his copyright for the Friday the 13th script to Sean Cunningham and Horror Inc., right? And he was paid a sum of money for that. But after 35 years, he is able to terminate that agreement that he made with them. So basically, it gives him a second shot at making some money off of this. Now,
Which
he
I'd
was getting royalties all this time, right? Because every Friday the 13th movie that you watch has his name in the credits, right? Based on characters created by Victor Miller, Ron Kurz, and whoever else. So he's getting royalties off it, but from what I understand, he wasn't getting that much. And the Friday the 13th movie has made like hundreds of millions of dollars
I
over the
mean, you
course
know
of
what? Whether or not he was getting paid, he has the right.
Absolutely.
It's his creation. He has the right to try to take it back and do whatever he wants with it. It's not like Sean S. Cunningham is really doing anything with it these days anyway.
Right. I mean, like we talked about before, I'm sure, Sean Cunningham really had nothing to do with the series after the first one, and then he came back for Jason Goes to Hell. And then, after that, right, it's like you get this big downturn of the quality of these movies. Not that, the last few in the Paramount days were quality movies, but, they just really took a bizarre turn after Cunningham came back to the series.
So I was looking. I remember a couple years ago when all the rumors were going around about a sequel to the remake. Is that what it was that was going on?
Mhm.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Friday 13th 3D, and Platinum Dunes had the rights at one point.
Mhm.
And then what happened with that? How did they lose them so quickly?
Yeah, so the rights, if I remember correctly, the rights reverted back to Paramount after so long. So when when New Line got the rights to the character of Jason, they didn't get the rights to the title of Friday the 13th.
Right. It's kind of like the same
And
thing with Don Mancini and Child's Play right now.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Um, so I think there was a statute in that agreement that after so long, the rights would revert back to Paramount, and then Paramount would have X number of years to do something with that intellectual property before it would go back to New Line. Now the thing about it is they were talking about a sequel to the 2009 Friday the 13th reboot.
Which, you know what?
But
I would have fully embraced that. Just
oh,
keep,
sure.
just give us something, anything.
Yeah, absolutely. But they just kind of sat on it and didn't do anything. So the rights went back to Paramount. Paramount didn't do anything with it, so the rights went back to New Line. Or at least I think they went back to maybe Sean Cunningham because he's the current rights holder, I believe. And then this lawsuit came about, so forth and so forth. Um, so yeah, it's a mess right now, and like there are talks of like who's going to control domestic distribution, who's going to control international distribution. Like if Victor Miller gets all of the rights, then he'll have like domestic stuff for Friday, but Horror Inc. will still have international, so they could release Friday films internationally, but not here in the States, and then vice versa for Victor Miller.
This is either going to be the best thing that's ever happened for the franchise, or someone is going to utterly ruin it.
Yeah, or we're not going to get anything at all.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
For
they
years.
could just say, yeah, they could just take their ball home and not do anything with it.
Yeah. Well, I
That
mean,
would be
sort
really
of.
unfortunate.
And if that's the case and they want to keep it, they'll push out straight to what? When did
Yeah.
Hellraiser Judgment come out on? Whatever that came out on. I mean,
I don't know. It was bad. I think it was. I don't know. It's just going to be another.
we bought it on PlayStation. That's all I know. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, just pretty much with that. Who owns the rights to Hellraiser these days? I don't even know.
I have no idea, man.
Miramax,
Certainly
I
not.
think.
Maybe. Yeah, certainly not Clive Barker. That's for sure.
No. Yeah, I mean, it's probably just going to be one of those things where, when the rights are about to run out, they spend an easy $300,000 on a movie and push it out. Dimensions owns it. An easy $300,000 just to push it out to keep the rights.
Sure, I could see that.
Which has been happening to Hellraiser since the early 2000s, late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that's not the case.
Man, that's unfortunate because Hellraiser had such good potential. The first two were so good. I know Hellraiser 3 is one of your favorites.
Yeah.
I mean, Hellraiser 3 isn't bad.
No, it's
like the first
definitely
two.
where they started getting clown shoes for sure.
Definitely clown shoes
Um,
for sure.
yeah, it's all about intellectual property. That's all anybody cares about these days in Hollywood, as far as horror movies go.
Yep, it's how they can make money, how they can hold on to these things. Right? It's like a dragon's hoard.
Yeah,
You know,
it's just-
who can hold on to the treasure for the longest.
and you know that the reason they want that, it's easy, absolutely easy money on every release, every single release. Like with Blumhouse picking up the Halloween thing, like the first thing I thought was they're gonna fucking blow this, and the only reason
Mhm.
they want it is because everyone knows what Halloween is. Doesn't
Yep.
matter what they did with the movie. Just actually, one of our next segments coming up about the Nun. It's gonna do well no matter what. There's nothing anyone can do about it. It's gonna do well. They're gonna make a sequel, and then people are gonna see that one too.
Well,
It's-
the Nun was just riding on the coattails of what was it, Conjuring? Was
Yep,
that the
that's
second
part of the
yeah, it's
Conjuring
part of
universe.
the Conjuring universe.
That's the whole reason why people went to go watch it.
I wouldn't go that far.
That and YouTube's like, oh, well, this ad was banned from YouTube for being like too horrifying or whatever.
Oh yeah, I mean
It's
but they've been
a
doing
big
that since
total ad.
they've been doing that since Paranormal Activity, and Paranormal Activity only came out in like 1,000 theaters on its initial release, and it just
Yeah,
blew up.
very small release.
Yeah.
Talk about genius marketing, though.
Oh yeah, they
I mean,
killed it. I mean, it wasn't a terrible movie. It definitely wasn't the first to do what it did, but
Mhm.
it destroyed the box office.
Blair
Oh,
Witch
yeah, dude, the
Project was
first-
better.
I mean,
Yeah.
I like Blair Witch, so
Oh yeah, man. I saw Blair Witch in theaters when it came out, and it was like legit scary
Yeah.
on the big screen.
Well, with
Like-
the whole thing of the actors disappearing for months and signing an agreement not to talk to press and everything, like,
Yeah, no, that was genius marketing.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
that's-
terrified because when I first saw Blair Witch Project, it was just a blank VHS. It had on
Oh,
one of the
man.
white labels, the Blair Witch Project. So I had no fucking.
it's like
idea.
VHS too.
Yeah, no, I had no fucking idea. And boy, was I fucking mortified.
Yeah, that's probably the best marketing plan I've ever even heard of. It was insane.
Mhm.
To hear about that. Obviously, I was super young when it came out, but Jesus Christ, they killed it, and the movie costed nothing.
Yeah, that's Blair Witch dethroned Halloween as the most successful
Well,
independent
didn't
movie
Ninja
ever
Turtles
released.
technically do that first?
No, Blair Witch?
Yeah, that movie was terrifying as fuck, dude. Fuck the Ninja Turtles live action.
All right, what else? do we got?
Anyway, so as you said, yeah, we got some news on The Nun. Currently, it's sitting at number 3 at the box office.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Right, despite really poor reviews. So far, it's taken in about 10.1 million, which is not bad. I'm sure the budget was way more than
Opening
that.
weekend?
Yeah.
That's not very good.
Yeah, well, I think it's been out for maybe a couple weeks. I don't think that's the opening weekend.
Well, if it's not opening weekend, then they're not doing well at all.
Right, for sure.
Because Halloween's
Um,
projected to make between 50 and 80. That would be it was
Ooh.
10 million to make. That's up to a 40% return on income.
Yeah,
If they only made 10 million back in the opening weekend,
yeah. So we'll see. Right now, it's sitting at a pretty gnarly 27% on Rotten Tomatoes,
obviously.
despite reviews of strong performances by the cast and some really spooky atmospheres. So we'll see. I mean, if you're a fan of the Conjuring universe, definitely go see it. Definitely go see it anyway if you're a horror lover.
What
'cause I'm sure-
what's the actress's name? Vera Farmiga's sister.
I
In
don't
The
know.
Nun.
Is she the one that plays the nun?
Yeah, she was also in Final Girl. She was in the first season of American Horror Story. She's not a bad actress. I mean, as far as I
Oh.
know, I don't really know what's going on with the cast in The Nun because I'm trying to just ever since I saw the first trailer, I've been trying to avoid it the last 5 months.
Yeah, totally.
But I mean, as far as she goes, I've never seen her act horribly or anything, so I don't see any reason to why it would be her fault.
Yeah, I think her name is Tisa or Tisa.
Yeah,
Farmiga.
something like that. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be the writing, which is really scary because the head writer of It Chapter 2 is
the
the
writer of
guy who
this.
wrote The Nun, and what
Yep.
the fuck?
Gary Doberman, James Wan did the story for the Nun anyway.
Yeah, he was a
but yeah.
producer, whatever.
Yep.
Just wanted his name on it.
Yeah, right.
Oh shit! So I was doing a little bit of research, and did you know that there was originally going to be a Hellraiser game for the NES,
Oh,
but
Jesus
then
Christ.
they
Really?
yeah, so they abandoned the Hellraiser license and then turned it into Super 3D Noah's Ark.
What?
Yeah, no shit.
Well, that's like what I was telling you. Well, I guess we're going into Hellraiser fun facts. An alternate ending for Freddy vs. Jason. Who directed that movie? I can't remember his name. He's from China or Japan or something.
Ronnie Yu.
Yeah. So his original idea for the ending was sick. I'm not even gonna lie. It was so cool. He described it as Jason and Freddy fighting, and then Pinhead would come out and like chain them both up and be like, "What seems to be the problem here, boys?"
Yeah.
That would have been awesome. That would have been so cool. I can't remember what we were talking about now. Thank you, Dan.
We're talking about the Nun.
Oh right.
So,
Ugh.
yeah, I did you a favor.
Yeah, I guess you sort of did, but now we're back in James Wan land. So, he made Saw, right?
James Wan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the man. I tell you what. Success off of a short film on the internet before YouTubers around. He made Saw. It was a 7-minute short film. They gave him what, $2.7 million just off of that to make a full feature film, and then that killed, and then he's been making shitty movies ever since.
Well, he did Insidious, and that was pretty
Yeah,
damn
the first
good.
one was good.
All right. Continuing on. Also in theaters, opened up yesterday on September 28th is Hellfest.
Ooh, I gotta go see it.
Yeah, I want to go see this. Early reviews are saying it's super gory and a really good throwback to the golden days of slasher movies, which has me immediately excited right? Like
Well, I mean,
I
with
want to go
Tony
see
Todd
this.
being in every bit of the trailer, that kind of gave me hope for it.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
I mean,
Speaking
the
of Tony
trailer.
Todd,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, speaking of Tony Todd, did you know that they were talking about Jordan Peele doing a
Ah,
remake of
ah.
Candyman?
Nothing's sacred. Nothing is sacred anymore. Just leave
Nope.
it. I mean, I trust them, but don't. Can we not?
Oh shit! So one of the producers from The Walking Dead is helping produce Hellfest.
Cool. Which one?
Yeah, which one actually?
Gail Ann Hurd.
Oh, Gale Ann Hurd.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, from the first trailer that Hellfest put out, it looked like Cringe Fest 2018, so I was kind of hesitant to see it. But now,
Mhm.
like, it's only good reviews. And you know that actress that was in the Scream TV show, humongous
Yeah.
mixed feelings about that show. Obviously, it's like it's kind of good when stuff's going on, but you have to get past all the teen demographic garbage.
Yeah, you do. I mean, don't get me wrong. I really like the first couple seasons of the Scream TV show since there's only a couple seasons of it.
Yeah.
Um, it was a lot, man. It was a lot more violent than I thought it was going to be, which was really
Oh yeah,
cool.
yeah. Especially just
Um,
it being on network TV, it was crazy.
yeah, for MTV, yeah, totally.
Oh shit! So
Um,
the movie released. Or sorry, back to Hellfest. It released yesterday. Is
Yep.
what
Yep.
this is saying. 28.
Thanks to humanitarian, the Weinsteins. Which one was it? The sick one. Are they both
Uh,
bastards or just the one?
Harvey
just the one,
Weinstein,
Harvey.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, Harvey. Yeah, humanitarian Harvey Weinstein is the reason that season 3 of Scream is never gonna happen ever.
Thanks, Harvey.
Yeah, good job, buddy.
Dick.
And you know what was
Yep.
crazy? It was gonna take place in what's the town in Scream there? Shit.
I don't
Told you
remember.
should have watched that movie again.
Shit.
Oh,
It doesn't matter.
Scream.
Whatever. It was gonna
Yeah.
take place in the universe. Sydney could have shown up. They were going back to the original mask, and the original voice
Mhm.
actor of Ghostface was coming back for season 3. It would
Yeah,
have
I heard
been
that.
awesome.
Oh, and also because of the humanitarian Harvey Weinstein and his Weinstein Company, the only reason why Revelations was shot without Doug Bradley was because they had to hurry up and
Yeah,
make a movie
I
before they lost the rights.
Bro,
Yep.
didn't I just say that like 20 times?
No, I didn't hear nothing about the Weinsteins until
Well,
just now.
they work. Aren't they partnered with Miramax or something?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They were. Miramax was the Weinstein's company, and then they left to form the Weinstein Company.
Right. Yeah. So that's.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's this. It's just the same thing. They were just pushing out movies to keep the rights.
And
Yeah, for sure.
So Doug Bradley was going to come back for Judgment, but he turned down the role because the Weinstein Company refused to allow him to read the script before he signed a non-disclosure agreement regarding the content.
Well, you know why? 'Cause it's garbage,
Yeah,
and they didn't want him to tell people it was fucking garbage. That's why.
it was garbage.
Yeah. All right. What else do we got here?
All right. So moving on from what's in the theater, so we got a couple other things to talk about. So we got some new details leaked about the Child's Play reboot.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I know, right?
Can't do it. What do we got to do? What do we got to do
Oh,
for you
man.
people to stop ruining what we love?
All
There's
right.
got to be something.
So two things that really just kind of like, grind my gears about this. So number one, the biggest thing is Brad Dourif is not coming back to voice Chucky.
Yeah, but that's because he's sticking with Don Mancini, and I fully
Exactly.
support that
Exactly.
decision.
Exactly. So, and another thing, it's like, why are they doing this reboot when the series is still going?
Because
They
fuck
just
you,
released
money.
a Child
That's
Play
why.
movie last year.
Yeah, 'cause of money. That's why they don't care.
Yeah, it's dumb.
They don't care. What studios at Universal?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, they don't care.
Yeah. So anyway, so they got Aubrey Plaza and Brian Tyree Henry to play the leads, and then Gabriel Bateman has been cast as the new Andy Barclay.
Wait,
in
they're doing
this.
Andy again?
That's what I've read.
Ah, Jesus.
But
Right?
Nick, it's Aubrey Plaza.
I don't care. I don't care. Danielle Harris was in the Halloween remake. Doesn't make it good.
Doesn't have to, but you're still gonna watch it.
Yeah, so what?
Another thing, it's kind of small but also iconic. Looks like they've changed the hair color from red to brown for the Chucky doll, It may have just been the picture. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, the doll doesn't even look like Chucky, which okay, it's a
I mean, it does
reboot,
to a
right?
certain
So
extent, yeah.
it does superficially, it resembles it, but it's not, dude.
No,
Not to
definitely
be
not.
that
It's
guy.
slimmer. It's definitely slimmer for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's a
Um,
great value, fucking Chucky.
Yeah.
great value brand Chucky. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm anticipating once details leak, right? There's going to be cries of, "Oh my God, that's not my Chucky,"
Yeah, of
which are
course.
totally,
Not my
which are
Chucky.
totally not. Yeah, hashtag not my Chucky.
You know what?
Exactly.
Hopefully it's just really good. Hopefully that's the case. You know,
I hope so
you
too.
shouldn't shut it down just obviously they're just utterly fucking over Don Mancini 100%. They could at
Mhm.
least let him produce or be a producer, not even do anything, just get his name on it to get paid. It's his.
Right. Exactly.
Or who
Yeah.
was it? Tom Holland was the original writer, or he directed the first one. Don
Yeah, he
Mancini
did the
wrote.
original.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, just get him on the project somehow. He doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, just throw the man some respect for God's
Yeah,
sakes.
Jesus, he's kept the franchise running consistent for what 27 years at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck
Yep.
off. Give him something. Throw him a bone. If somebody
Okay.
at Universal is listening to this, okay, cut the shit. It's got to stop. It's time to stop. All right. Watch a Filthy Frank video. It's time to fucking stop. All right. Anyway.
Right. I mean, you would think that Universal would have learned their lesson with their failure of the Dark Universe, right? So the Mummy and all that shit. Just stop.
You know what? As we're talking about how horrible Universal is now, the background for the YouTube videos, since we don't obviously it's not a video show, so we just put the picture up. It's a Universal picture with all the Universal monsters. Look what you were. You were competing with the Hammer films. Look what you were and what you are now. You need to sit down and you need to think about what you're doing because it's not right.
Exactly. Take a long, hard look at yourself,
And don't
Universal.
come out of your room until you know what you've done.
Go to bed without dinner
Great.
until you
they're
figure it
coming
out.
with another Jurassic World movie.
We're not.
Thanks.
Yeah, I can't even talk about
Ugh.
Jurassic World.
Right.
Childhood slayers. They are childhood slayers.
Indeed.
All right, what else do we
All
got?
right. So the last thing I have to talk about is that it sounds like Trankus International's Malik Akkad, son of late Mustafa Akkad. I know, your favorite family on the earth. He wants to develop a TV series based on the Halloween movies.
You son of a bitch.
Now, hang on. This is kind of old news because it was originally reported back in 2016 by Fangoria that he wanted to do this. But as we know, Fangoria kind of took a decline and are just now coming back. So it went
Coming back
kind of
strong, by
silent.
the way.
Coming back strong. Yep. I pre-ordered my subscription and can't wait to get it in October. By the way, for all those listening, go to Fangoria and subscribe. Bloody Disgusting reports that in a phone interview that they had with Malik Akkad, he's saying it's something they're looking at very closely. Now, it's unknown if the TV series will have anything to do with the movie series, using things like Haddonfield or The Shape, Strode family, or if they're just going to use the Halloween name, similar to how the Friday the 13th TV series did back in the 80s and 90s. I'm going to take a hard stance on this and say don't fucking do it. Because if you do Halloween to death, nobody's going to care.
Yeah, but Blake, what if they turn around and do it sort of like an anthology? Kind of like
Well,
how,
yeah, that's what he just said. The Friday the 13th TV show. It wasn't an anthology, but Freddy's Nightmares, for instance, that was an
Yeah, it
anthology.
was an anthology.
I've never watched.
Well, that was an
Friday the
anthology
13th
TV show. So
Yeah.
it did. I think Freddy's Nightmares didn't do as good as Friday the 13th, right?
Yeah, it was a little bit lesser.
But yeah,
rated.
both shows had almost nothing to do with the franchise itself. Freddy would show up in some openings to episodes and stuff like that, but that's as far as it went.
Yep, pretty much. And then Friday the 13th, the TV series, if nobody knows, literally had nothing to do with the movies
Yeah, it was
except for the titles.
two kids inherited an antique shop, and it's got a bunch of wacky shit in it.
Yep, exactly. All these haunted antiques got spread out, and they had to go track them down. Which, if you've ever watched the sci-fi series Warehouse 13, same fucking plot.
Oh,
Right?
ew.
Yeah, all these things get out. People have to go find them.
Yeah,
they're
it
cursed
wasn't
items.
it wasn't a particularly good show.
Oh, so it was like Jackie Chan Adventures.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind
Yeah.
of. Yeah, kind of. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna take a hard stance on this and say no.
Just
Please,
don't.
Malik Akkad, don't do this.
Stop. You know, if your track record says, I know the money rolls in and that's all he sees, but you gotta just take a look at what you've done so far and just not.
Do it.
Mhm.
You just can't.
Just do it.
He will. He's going to. It doesn't matter what we think. He's gonna do it.
Right.
Do it.
Yeah, I mean, dudes, I don't know. Like, if they do like a limited series, like kind of like on Netflix, does like a limited run series of something, maybe. But it would have to be really good.
It's not going
You
to
know,
be.
I know that's
The-
that's the problem is that it's not.
The
going to
Akkads
be
don't
good.
spend money on anything. I mean,
Yeah.
you look back at H2O for instance. Like that movie had I think a $17 million budget.
She did it for the money.
Yeah, well, I'm actually not even talking about Jamie Lee Curtis this time. John Carpenter wanted to get onto the project. He wanted $10 million because he basically got nothing after number 3.
Hmm.
I wonder why.
See, well, because he had nothing to do
He
with
sold
them.
his stake.
Yeah, the Akkads took over and trashed the entire franchise.
Yeah, I mean, he got royalties for the theme.
Yeah, but I
and his name
doubt
in
it
the
was
titles.
enough to even matter. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he made a pretty penny over the last 40 years, but
Sure.
I doubt that. Um, you know, I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. Just don't. Just please, for love of God, don't. He's only talking about it again because of the movie coming out. That's the only reason. And if you're gonna do it, please try to get some of the people from the movie. Someone, please
He's not going to.
pay John Carpenter. Pay John Carpenter what he wants. Let him do the score. Let him direct. If John Carpenter directed it, fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, like the pilot or something. That'd be really
Yeah.
cool.
Or just switch directors I don't know, man. Just don't.
Yeah.
Please.
They could do like a Masters of Horror thing where they have like really popular horror directors.
Or you know what?
Do
Just let
each
Mick Garris
episode.
direct. He'll do it.
Or, yeah.
He'll
He'll do anything.
he will do anything, really. He's good at what he does, and he makes
And
his
then
shit.
we're gonna have fucking what's his name? Your fucking secret favorite actor of all time.
Who?
Fucking guy from Vacancy.
Oh, Ethan Embry?
Yeah.
Yeah, get Ethan Embry in on that. Dude, he was just in the Devil's Candy movie. It was fantastic. He killed it.
Mhm.
I would love to see him on there. All right, well, you know what?
We
Let's.
need Doug Jones too.
I can't talk about Doug Jones. He's great too. I can't.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
that's
is.
it. I can't talk about this Malik figure anymore.
The Malik figure.
This guy.
All right.
Though
Well-
if they do a Halloween TV series, and Michael Myers does show up, I want Corey Taylor to play Michael Myers.
No,
Yeah.
Corey
that's the
Taylor from
dumbest-
Slipknot?
that's the stupidest thing.
No, Corey Taylor from Nickelback Light.
Oh yeah. Okay. Anyway, I can't talk about Malik Akkad anymore. I'd rather just never hear his name ever again. Probably. I don't know.
All right. Well, that's all that I have for the news. Do you guys have anything?
No. I guess we pretty
No?
much covered everything.
All right. Cool.
I mean, nothing of importance is coming up that I can't remember.
All right. Cool. Well, I guess.
20-something days till Halloween.
19 days till Halloween, as of this recording. So it'll be like 15 or something by the time this goes up or whatever. I don't know.
Halloween doesn't come out until October 19th, and today, as of this
Oh,
recording,
yeah,
is
what-
September 29th.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is 21 days.
Oh, yeah,
As
right.
of this recording.
Me and Dan just went over this like 20 minutes ago, and I forgot already.
21 days
I'm
until
hopeful.
Halloween.
I'm hopeful. 19 days. I'll take it.
19 days, 21 days. Michael Myers is 21.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Well,
You
let's go
learn
ahead
to
and.
drive.
That's
How
right.
You learn to drive.
It's a mystery to all.
No, it's not. It's the doctor, man. He did it.
Dr. Wynn. All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. So this has been another episode of the Open Graves News podcast brought to you by the Horror Spot Podcast. Please stay tuned for our next full episode of the Horror Spot Podcast, in which we will be covering 1996's Scream. Definitely looking forward to it.
Game changer. If you like what you hear in these podcasts, hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. Help us out. Hit that like button. You can also check us out on SoundCloud if you're on the go or at work or something. You want to listen to it there.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Take care of yourselves. Have a good evening, and we'll talk to you next time.